What if the person checking you into your hotel room was a serial killer?
Picture this. They smile, hand you your key, wish you a good night, all while plotting how they'll end your life before morning.
That's not a what-if scenario for me. That's the case I lived through in early 2025. My name's Detective Alex Ramirez, and I hunted Sabrina Kauldhar, a woman who turned hotels into her personal slaughterhouse. Why? You're watching Friday 13, the channel where true stories don't just scare you, they sink into your bones. Oh, if you're here, you're ready to step into the shadows with me. So, lock your door, dim the lights, and let's unravel a nightmare that'll make you rethink every hotel stay. Because Sabrina wasn't just a killer, she was a predator hiding behind a smile. Let's set the scene. Hotels are supposed to be safe, temporary homes for travelers, right? But what happens when the danger isn't outside? It's already checked in. That's where Sabrina Kauldhar thrived. You're on Friday 13 because you crave the real stuff, the stories that keep you up at night. And trust me, this one's a descent into pure horror, true, raw, and unrelenting. I'll take you through every twisted step of her spree, every moment that nearly broke me. Ready? Let's meet the woman who made me afraid of my own shadow, e.g. Sabrina Kauldhar was a ghost in plain sight. She'd drift into hotels, small ones, big chains. She'd drift into hotels, small ones, big chains, didn't matter. Using fake names and stolen cards. Always polite, always forgettable. Her first victim we know of was Mark Thompson, a 42-year-old salesman from Ohio. January 15th, 2025. He checked into the Riverside Inn in Hartford. I can still see that room in my mind. Number 801, beige carpet, a single bed. Mark never left it alive. 2 days later, housekeeping found him, shoved into a suitcase in the laundry room, throat slashed so deep it merely took his head off. No fingerprints, no witnesses, just a smiley face drawn in his blood on the bathroom mirror. Ever walked into a hotel room and felt that itch, like something's off? Mark did, and it was the last thing he felt. That smiley face, it was her signature. A taunt. But here's what keeps me up. How long had she been doing this before we even noticed? Mark wasn't a one-off. Within weeks, 2 more bodies turned up. Lisa Harper, a 29-year-old nurse in Stamford, and James Carter, a 55-year-old retiree in Mystic. Same MO, throat slit, body staged, that damn smiley face staring back. The press called her the smiling killer, but to me, she was a puzzle I couldn't solve. How does someone kill like that and vanish? That question drove me insane. Until I met Sarah.
She seemed so normal. Said she was here for a conference, even tipped me $1. I didn't think twice until I saw her watching people in the lobby, like she was picking someone.
Sarah Evans worked the night shift at the Grand Oak Hotel in New Haven. February 10, 2025. She gave us our first real break. She remembered Sabrina's face, that clipped way she spoke, the way her eyes lingered. We got a sketch out, plastered it everywhere. Sabrina Kauldhar, 32, no priors, no record. A nobody. But she wasn't nobody to her victims. Sarah's tip put a name to the nightmare, but it also raised a new question. Why was Sabrina so calm? She knew we were closing in, yet she didn't run. She stayed. And that's when I realized she wasn't just killing. She was waiting for us. I couldn't let her slip away again. We had to catch her in the act. So I went undercover, checked into the Grand Oak as a businessman, alone, distracted, perfect prey. But here's the twist. What do you do when the hunter knows you're hunting her? That night changed everything. I saw her in the bar that night, Sabrina in the flesh. She didn't look like a killer. She looked ordinary. That's what made her so terrifying. I played my part, fumbled with my phone, acted distracted. She took the bait, or so I thought. I followed her to the elevator, my hand on the gun under my jacket. The doors closed, and it was just us. She turned, smiled, and said, "Nice night, isn't it?" My heart stopped. Did she know? Was I already dead? The elevator dinged, and she stepped out, glancing back like she was daring me to follow. I did, straight into her trap, room 5012. I'll never forget it. Another victim. Tom Grayson, 38, traveling consultant, dead less than an hour. Sabrina was gone, but as I backed out, I heard it. A whisper from the bathroom. "You're next." I fired blind, bullets tearing through the dark, but she'd already slipped away. Oh, that's when it hit me. She wasn't running from me. She was toying with me. And the worst part? She was winning. We cornered her at the Starlight Motel, a dive off Route 95. Room 13, of course it was. SWAT went in hard, but Sabrina was ready. Tripwires, explosives, a death trap. I didn't care. I saw Mark's suitcase, Lisa's lifeless stare, James's bloodied smile. This ended tonight. I kicked in the bathroom door, and there she was, knife raised, grinning like she'd already won. "You found me," she laughed. "But can you stop me?" She lunged. I fired. One shot, center mass. She crumpled, that smile frozen on her face. March 3rd, 2025. Sabrina Kauldhar was done. But was it really over? We searched her room. Found journals, kill lists, names I didn't recognize. And that note. "See you soon." Sabrina wasn't alone. She had followers, copycats, a cult of smiling killers still out there. So, here's what haunts me now. Who's next? Who's watching you check in, waiting for their turn? That's the terror of this case. It's not just history. It's a warning. That's the kind of horror we live for. On Friday 13, true stories that don't just scare you, they make you question everything. If Sabrina's spree gave you chills, if it made you glance over your shoulder, then subscribe now. Hit that bell. Join us in the dark. We've got more nightmares coming your way. And if you've ever felt that prickle of dread in a hotel, drop it in the comments. Your story might be next. Like this video. Share it with someone who'd sleep with the lights on after this. Stay sharp. Stay watching. Because the next smile you see might not be friendly.